My lovelies, and welcome back to my channel for another process video. Today I'm going to be working on a 12 by 12 layout, and today I'm really going to focus on how you can create a gorgeous, amazing page with just only a few items. Because I used to be, after scrapbooking for 23 years, I used to be in my younger days, one of those FOMOs, right? Fear of missing out. So I never wanted to miss out on scrapbook collections, and so I would buy, and fast forward 23 years later, I just, first of all, don't have the room. Definitely got to be thinking about retirement here in my future. And I did a 2-year freeze that really helped me reflect on how I shop today. And so one thing you will notice, especially if you are new to my channel, I bring out those older collections. I like to show how they can still look amazing, with what you create, and just kind of scrape off the dust and still say, hey, there's still amazing collections. So I knew right away I wanted to, instead of taking older collections, which I've been doing with Basic Gray, Chatterbox, I wanted to go to my scrap bin. And I wanted to use only scraps. So pretty much that paper you see right there is what I'm using. I found that full sheet of the pink and the gold foil hearts. It was not quite a 6 by 12, but I said, I'm going to make it work. And then I found that crepe paper, which is by Craft Market. And it was cut out already. It looked like it might have framed a photo on a layout. And I had it was an L shape. So I'm going to make sure I cover that up and use that as a mat for my photo. And then it was attached to this 3 by 4 card that had that metal that you see that says good stuff. And what I did was I cut out the metal, and on the back of it, it had that beautiful ombre paper. I'm not going to let that go to waste. Like I said, I want to use every bit of those scraps until I can't use them anymore, and then off in the trash they go. So at first I thought about creating chevrons with them, and then that chevron was just too big, and because it's only one size, I then went to my heart punch and thought, okay, I'll just heart punch everything, especially because it's just, like I said, that ombre is so beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and heart punch everything, and then I thought, well, maybe I could kind of save that and use those little border heart where they are punched out, and it ended up not working out. But as you can see, even on that white cardstock, that is scraps paper. I'm going to pause for a second. I'm going to apologize. My kids are in the bathroom, which is right next door to my scrapbooking room, and they're giving our dog Bailey a bath. So you may get a little loud. They may giggle a lot, and I do apologize if you can hear them in the background. But okay, so I'm even using my background paper that is scraps, where I tried something, didn't like it, and kind of just put it in a scrap bin and hope for that I could use it later, which is perfect today on today's layout because I'm going to use it as a full background. If you look eventually you're going to see the backside, and the backside has a whole bunch of ink splatters. Now, because that paper was not a full 6 by 12, I wanted to have some mint cardstock behind it. Out of all the cardstock that I own, I only have one sheet of mint. So I was like, you know what? I'm on a budget on scrapbooking now. I got to make things work. And so I was like, there's got to be another way instead of taking up a whole 6 by 12 of this paper and wasting it as just for matting, because I want to definitely stretch that paper as much as I can. So what I did was I took a pencil and I kind of measured where the pink paper, the measurements on the pink paper. I grabbed some, I could not believe I forgot that, shimmers in Luck of the Irish. And basically I just used it as watercoloring paint to frame out that pink paper, so that way I didn't waste cardstock. Now that's another idea. If you don't have cardstock, if you have white cardstock, you definitely can paint it with even just some cheap watercolors. Now, it didn't give me enough shimmer that I had hoped for, so what I did was I grabbed my Tattered Angels. I got that at Hobby Lobby. I get the clear kind and I just spray it. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see it, at least on my view, because it is a smaller view that I'm looking at of the mist, but it does add a ton of shimmer. All right, so then after that, as you can see, I even framed the photograph with scraps of paper that actually had prints on there that I purchased from the store back when I worked at a scrapbooking store over 20 years ago. All right, so once I get that done, I'm now going to glue everything down, and I definitely need my tacky glue for any type of mixed media. Now, even though I didn't use gesso on it, because I used Shimmer's product or Tattered Rose project, it does require a lot more heavy duty type of adhesive, and that's why I love tacky glue so much. Now, if you watched you may have not watched some of my videos, especially if you're new here, but I talked about in one of my videos about how to use up just about everything, right? Especially like my baby book, for an instance. I've already done my daughter's first year. So her first year of a baby book is done, but I still have this chipboard that says baby girl. I actually still have quite a few items of baby girl, and in that video I kind of have made some suggestions of how you could use those words to play on for titles, like you're no longer my baby, or a big girl now, or any of those type of things. And that's how I'm going to create this title. And so I thought about using as many chipboards that I possibly could, because I'm definitely trying to use up this chipboard, because I no longer have, I think I maybe have a few sheets of 6x6 paper, and maybe a couple 12x12, but just trying to use up as many of the pieces that I can, which is funny because I pick up that cloud one and I was thinking, for some reason, really wasn't focused on it. I just saw clouds and thought, oh, clouds and raindrops. No, it's a mobile. It's actually sheep. So I'm glad I put that back, because I did not catch that till the very end when I was kind of putting stuff away. But it's just funny how like you're thinking about so many things on a layout. So I'm getting excited because I had this aha, I already know what my title is going to be. And if you can't read it, it's going to say, bye bye baby crib, hello big girl bed. And that's how I'm going to use the words baby girl. And as you can see, I grabbed the sticker sheet from that same collection, which is by Create Paper Little Girl. And I am going to try to use up as many of those that I can as well. And I don't think you see the sticker sheet ever on my desk, but I think I just kind of put it or placed it on the layout, and that way keep my desk kind of clear for you guys. All right, so once I get done with that, I did grab quite a few chipboards. As you can see off to the right, I had removed tons of layers to where they really don't have much layers on. I mean, it's decent, like it is so thin, but yet sturdy, more sturdier than a cardstock. And so I really wanted to use this one that was the growth chart ruler, and I didn't use it for her baby book, and I was really disappointed because I loved that piece right there. And so I thought, you know what better way, because this is kind of a symbol of her growing up. She's no longer in the crib. Her grandpa bought her a bed, and I mean, that's what the whole layout, you know, that I'm documenting of the story is her getting this big girl bed by her grandpa, who she never got to meet, unfortunately. He visited her the day we brought her home, but he wasn't from here, and then unfortunately afterwards he became very sick. And before he passed, because you know he was never here for Christmas to give them anything, he really wanted to buy each of them a bedroom set. All right, so like I said, I didn't want to waste any of those hearts, so I made sure I used up 6 of them just to kind of frame it out. And then I found this labels. I thought I'd add more labels that were, again, kind of just scraps sitting here. And that's when I found in that little package these chevron papers. Those chevron pieces came from a Dear Lizzie collection. Gosh, that collection was so old. I want to say it was probably from 2015. I honestly do not remember the name of it. Basically, it was a whole sheet of chevrons, and I just cut them all out and then used them whenever I created a layout. But I'm going to go ahead and glue those down with my tacky glue, and then I'm also going to glue down those enamel dots. They don't really stick too well anymore because they are pretty old, but I'm going to go ahead and take my tacky glue that definitely never fails me and glue them down as well. All right, so this video is coming to an end, and then it's going to move on to the next segment, which is live, where I discuss basically why I placed the items where I did, and then talk about movement in the page. So I do hope you enjoy that, but I would love to know and love to hear from you. So please comment in the comment section. Did you like this type of scrapbooking video where I go and kind of set up a little challenge where I took a few pieces of scraps in order to create this beautiful page? And when I mean scraps, I'm even talking stickers or scraps. Once you break open that package and you use just even a couple, it becomes scraps, and next thing you know, we are all trying to use them up. Yeah, definitely leave me a comment if you like that, because I will do more of them. Maybe I will even make a little series, but definitely your feedback helps me on decide what content you like to see. All right, everybody, here we go. All right, so I'm coming on live, and the reason why is it's sometimes hard to explain when I'm on fast forward on the process of the layout. So I'm trying to do this under 2 minutes, and I wanted to show you something that is going to be in the pictures, but you weren't going to see it on fast forward. All right, so I knew I needed a place for my journal. I know I wanted to keep this. And so I went through my Maggie Home cards. This was the flea market, and I thought about placing it up here, and it was going to be something like this. But as you can tell, the measuring stick was too big, and I didn't like that. So then I moved that off to the side, and I thought about putting it down here, okay, like that. And I was going to place the measuring stick like so. I know that's not super straight. And then this is where my journaling was going to go of this story. Now, the only thing is, I felt like this was very heavy sitting on this photo. The photo to me is very light, so I thought, okay, this might not be a good choice, even though it was a good match to bring more of that mint in. So I grabbed this one. Now, this is not white, this is cream, but they're completely separated, and I don't mind doing that. And there's wood grain, and wood grain, kind of the color tones go pretty well together. So I was okay with that. I have cream here, and I have cream on here. That matches really well. So I was okay with bringing this card in, and then here I was bringing in the mint. And I actually like this much, much better, guys. So it's actually going to look just like this with my story. Also, another thing that I wanted to clarify, because I knew with fast forward it'd be kind of hard, I like the movement of this photo. So this photo starts here, you go to the title, you move on to the photo, your eyes slowly drift over here, you look at my daughter with her big girl bed, and then you move up to the journaling. And I really like the flow of this layout. I hope you like that more of a detailed explanation on just my thought process and how the design of the layout on to get the page to move in a flowing manner. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.